shy Thom. Oh.
It's Sunday. Pilgrims are we, meet in prayer circles, sing to the sweetness in each other, evoke wonders. Little miracles ensue. She is cured and mobile. He's now living in a rest home, watching other bodies be wheeled out. She is content in her elder nest, bewares falls, lapses of attention, momentary glimpses into a senility she intuits. Long before her eyes are contacts and her ears are aids, young are aware of young, sniff, snarl, snap. As years coat their tears with blind bravery, they see differently. Doors close, walls rise. When they leave, then return, change. We are journey. Stop to be refreshed. Witness, wait, watch. We move on, we move along. Who owns today? Well, yesterday, in Austin, it was Free Comic Day, Star Wars Day. Outside Austin, people remember Kent State student massacre, confliction. Do we celebrate with free distraction or Star Wars? Or can we choose to remember the names of the 4 students shot on campus by the National Guard? Posse Comitatus did not stop Waco nor recent border militarization. I prefer to recall the art of Yoko Ono, her star piece, a white chessboard with white chess pieces. It's hard to start a war if everybody looks like you. It's hard to enforce separation of refugee families if you were one once too. And it's impossible to continue that joke upon a joke upon a joke, that cowboy B-grade movie shot in space used by Ronald Reagan for his Space Defense Initiative, Star Wars. Now by our temporary president as a basis for Star Force. NASA laughs, we cry. The militarization of space will cost more lives, more than 4 dead in Ohio. Maybe many on our globe to feel force has more power than peace, but may the peace be with you. Wild, beware. If you are wild still, you better beware. Be wary, be aware, be alert. Be aware that that earth beneath you may soon hold your bones if hunters value your flesh or horns. It is as if there is a lottery on your life. If you are small and cute as a kitten or a koala, you may get a petting zoo or animal sanctuary. But if you are huge as a King Kong gorilla, you will need a Jane Goodall as your protector. Most who are made of meat will be eaten, served up as alligator steaks or deer stew. Even gentle kangaroos farm like salmon. Soon there'll be only photographs and footprints left, for all wild will be bred out of us. We will learn obedience. We will forget how to fly, how to fight, how to fantasize, how to leap out of tsunami zones as birds do, sniffing bushfires. That adrenal rush will leave us sitting ducks, and it's always duck season. Reason has nothing to do with this. Extermination is ongoing to completion. Once the wild has left or been cut down to mild companion animal cages, the rest can rest knowing only humans as hunters until the next extinction saga repeats ad infinitum. So what do people do? They go virtual with their world around them. If you are in pain and suffering, they are using virtual reality as a cure. So this is about that. Fill your pink unicorn world with rainbows, circuses, and miracles. A new faith healing, only in virtual reality, where the supplied images take your mind off existential pain and gives you sweet ambient landscapes to displace all reactive emotions. Take all stress away and displace your pain so you are fully engaged in the virtual world and never have to focus upon your brokenness in this one. Love looks deeper than appearances. Righteousness belongs as much to those protecting doctors and patients from violence as it does to those praying on Ben White Boulevard outside Planned Parenthood. As much to Extinction Rebellion activists as those seeking renewable alternatives. As much to those abandoning single-use plastics as those who refuse to fly or take cruises. as much to reforesters as to clean water activists. Righteousness changes us. In one age, hanging, drawing, quartering. In our age, lethal injections. In one age, wars for resources. In our age, wars for resources off planet. In one age, public shaming. In our age, intellect memes via trolls. Recognition of inequality requires resolution for rectification. Reparations are due to ancient forests, clear water, pure earth. Rectification begins with 100% recycling, recognition that righteousness does not only belong to a religious species, but may also belong to every living organism, often those opposed to our temporary occupation of this changing planet. Now we're talking about our planet. Now that Stephen Hawking is up there in space, we need to decide if we wish to live there. We have visited, dumped space junk, diapers and clutter, stuck a flag to prove for the cameras, but Mars only allowed a rover, so we are no closer to space mining or colonial settlements. We may score more with millionaires who want a breath of fresh air and wish to space jump into weightlessness in a spacesuit, but they are few and true movement off Earth is logistically impossible for all of us. Maybe if we sent the ashes of Stephen Hawking and reassemble his DNA, when our cloning and stem cell rebirthing technology becomes mature enough to make our space pioneer one whose voice resonates with robotic laughter. I know most of you have been caught up in the Star Wars and the Game of Thrones. This is the alternative. Game of poems. Where the dragons of discontent flame the haiku ponds of Zen frogs, where the fur-lined humans apologize to the released wolves, where sharpness of imagery displaces need for swords and nobody dies except upon this stage, where the weight of significance displaces all crusades of belief and poetic pearls attract focus in brevity and symbology, ancient rituals like the Battle of the Bards face off with verse and cadence. Those of you who produce harmony win the crown of attunement. This will never be seen on HBO. In your mind and heart, you play the game of poems.